Well, hello and welcome to Shaw TV's coverage of the 2018 Canada Day Parade right here in Port Alberni. We're your hosts, Nancy Wilmot.
And I'm Charles Mealy, and we come to you from the unceded traditional shared territories of the Hoopachesset and Shaw First Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be another great Canada Day here on Shaw TV.
And you know, in Port Alberni, everybody loves a parade. People started lining up at least an hour early. It's a different route, but people are loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same route as the Canada 150. We're going to have the runners go by, and we're going to have the parade go the other way. It's a new tradition here in Port Alberni, and we're loving it here on Shaw TV.
And you know that train whistle is going to blow in any minute, so we're going to get to our seats.
All right, enjoy.
Well, here we are, 2018 Canada Day Parade, 10 o'clock sharp. The number 7 steam train rang its whistle, blew its whistle. The runners started, and here they are coming directly in front of the cameras, straight down 3rd Avenue. And we have runner number 40 well out in front.
Getting
a good round of applause from the crowd today.
Getting fine applause from the crowd.
Absolutely.
And we saw this at Canada 150 when this first happened, the Tri-conic event, is we saw that the runners were well applauded by the crowd on the way through. So it's a really nice touch.
So much appreciation for what they're doing. And a lot of runners this year. Holy cow. You know what? It's a little bit overcast, but that's a beautiful day for running.
I was just about to say that. It's an absolutely gorgeous day for running. We had sunshine on Canada Day for 150, and it was a beautiful day, but this is just a little bit of wind and really nice settings for all the people who are running today.
And here they come.
Here comes more runners right now.
So many runners, well over 50 runners.
Yep.
I was working with
Trevor Coots here at number 58.
Oh, there you go. So many familiar faces and so many out-of-towners. Such a different kind of event for Port Alberni to have, but a wonderful event. At least 50 runners racing the train this year in the 2018 Tri-conic Challenge, the second leg of the 2018 Tri-conic Challenge. The third, of course, is a swimming race out in Sproat Lake.
And it actually wouldn't be a bad day to swim. So
wouldn't it be a bad day to swim? These runners have a long road ahead of them, a long incline ahead of them up to McLean Mill.
But they're going to enjoy it, and especially with the steam train going, it really it's a nice little touch for these runners.
Now, I have not seen the steam. Oh, wait. I do see the steam on the far side. So those first runners are well ahead of the train. We'll see how they do when they hit the incline. If they can keep that advantage, if they can stay ahead of them.
Dennis Bill here, number 48, local teacher, nice guy. So we definitely have some local people in here today. And as you can tell, Mr. Bill there is about where the train is, so he's right on target, and these people are just a touch behind, but they're loving it and enjoying it. Absolutely.
What a great way to celebrate Canada Day.
Go for a run. Stay active.
Stay active. Pitch your stamina against the number 7 steam train. That truly is iconic. Well, Charles, we got to our seats just in time. The runners are past, and here comes the parade.
Absolutely. We almost had our seats taken by some kids around here, which is fine. This is Canada Day. Everybody wants to take a seat on the road and check out the parade. So, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2018 Canada Day Parade here on Shaw TV. And first up, if I'm not mistaken, is the RCMP lead car.
Absolutely. Sirens on. You know, we have a camera operator here from Cobble Hill, and he said, I hear sirens. Is there an emergency? And I just said, no, it's a Port Alberni parade.
That's right. Absolutely. So.
Now, of course, our parades are full of sirens. Lead car and the Port Alberni Folkfest Multicultural Society banner is going to be coming directly behind them. Of course, the Folkfest Multicultural Society is the official sponsor of the parade and Canada Day activities here in Port Alberni. So many volunteers put in so many hours putting on the parade.
Absolutely, and we just want to give a shout out to the organizers this year who stepped up. There was a bit of a question mark earlier on in the year if the Canada Day Parade was going to happen. We do thank the organizers for stepping up this year. Of course, it just wouldn't be Canada Day without a parade. But nonetheless, it's like any other group in town. You need new blood. You can't have the same people doing it over and over again. They're very dedicated. So I'm glad to have some new blood in there and pick up the pieces for the people that have spent so many years putting on this parade.
So many years putting it on. And folks out there, just because the parade is on this year doesn't mean you don't need to volunteer. If you like this kind of thing, if you believe it builds community, put up your hand and get involved.
And of course, next, ladies and gentlemen, is the West Coast Highlanders Pipe and Drum Band. Currently celebrating its 28th year in Port Alberni, has special fixture local and central island parades and special events since. As a band, the Highlanders have competed successfully in competitions in Courtenay, Victoria, and Penticton. Their travels have taken them as far afield as Abashiri, Japan, our sister city, where they played for that city's anniversary celebration.
Oh, that was a mouthful, Charles. Holy samoli. I barely have time to get in the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 293. They've been proudly supporting our veterans, seniors, and charities throughout the Legion's entire 89-year history. Now, many people don't know that anybody can join the Royal Canadian Legion. You do not have to be a veteran, but it's a great organization to be involved with.
We are happy to have our veterans here today, and we salute you. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, and be still my heart. Here are our RCMP in red serge, always looking so handsome. Make me proud to be a Canadian.
Absolutely. Of course, the red serge is iconic, a big part of Canadiana all over the world. And right after that, ladies and gentlemen, is more of our veterans from the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 293. Again, we salute you. Thank you for being part of today's parade, and thank you for being part of the best country in the world and making this country what it is today.
And who can blame them for taking a ride? I think I would. This is a long route.
It's a bit longer route than it was on 10th Avenue, but we're glad to have them here and enjoy the ride.
And of course, we also have Handy Dart here.
Yeah, diversified transportation. Been operating the Alberni transit system for the past 10 years and takes pride in supporting community events like the Canada Day Parade.
Oh, and here we have the honor car, and who is in the honor car but our own Mr. Winston Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, a longtime teacher, English teacher of my own. 50 years ago, Mr. Joseph, the young Joseph Cuffle moved to Port Alberni, where Winston taught high school English, became an active member of the Lions Club and the longtime president of the Folk Fest Society. And we'd like to thank them both for being in the honor car today.
That's Winston and Sheila. I didn't mention Sheila's
That's
lovely wife, Sheila.
Mr. and Mrs. Joseph to me, sorry.
Oh, and the Tishot Canoe family.
Absolutely, and that's young Robert Watts, Robert, gracing us with a song today. Thank you, Sechot First Nation. Of course, this canoe family is paddling to Puyallup, Washington to participate in this year's Tribal Journeys. They depart on July the 12th and paddle for 16 days, then perform at the host station in Puyallup, Washington. Safe voyage and good weather to you all.
Oh, and then we have, oh my goodness, Crime Stoppers. Members of our community who care enough to volunteer their time to help make our community a little bit safer. They operate under the direction of the RCMP, and they are the eyes and ears of the police as they patrol our neighborhoods and alert officers to anything they see that's suspicious. I don't know, I don't think they see anything suspicious between us, do they?
No,
never,
they keep looking over here though, so watch out.
I don't know, they've got our eye on us, Charles.
And next up is the Pago Grannies. Port Alberni Grannies, part of the campaign launched by the Stephen Lewis Foundation, provide support to grandmothers in Africa who are caring for millions of children orphaned with the AIDS epidemic. If you'd like to be part of the Port Alberni Grannies, contact Erica Schubard, and the Port Alberni chapter is one of 240 across the country.
Oh, and here's a grandmothers to grandmothers. There's a granny on a scooter.
Navy League Cadets,
well, yes,
100%
thank you.
volunteer youth program for boys and girls age 9 to 12. It's the Navy Cadet Corps 113 Armored Ford. They meet on Wednesday evenings from 6 till 8:30 at 3101 Bird Avenue. Introduced to naval customs, tradition, sailing, boating, first aid, archery, marksmanship, and many, many more. So that's the Navy League Cadet Corps 113 Armor Ford. You can Wednesdays at 3101 Bird Avenue from 6 to 8:30.
Holy samoli, now we have the Girl Guides. This is a youth organization for girls age 5 to 17, led by female volunteers. Sparks age 5 to 6, Brownies age 7 to 8, Guides age 9 to 12, Pathfinders 13 to 15, and Rangers are 15 to 17. For more information, contact Lorna at 250-724-2487. Oh, I barely got that out.
That's Scouts Canada, absolutely. And of course, Girl Guides. Where's my cookies? I guess that's just what I'm trying to say here. Let's just get that
Did you
over.
miss your
Where's my
cookies?
cookies?
Okay.
So, no, nonetheless. But yeah, and Scouts Canada, the first Port Alberni Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts, has been active in Port Alberni for over 90 years, and I was a Beaver at one time. This First Alberni is a co-ed group, open to youth ages 5 to 14. They're active in the community in camping, hiking, canoeing, community service, and they meet on Thursdays at the Cherry Creek Hall. For more information, check out the Scouts Canada website at scouts.ca.
Oh, and here we have the mayor's car, driven by Councillor Ron Paulson and Mayor Mike Rattan. They're riding in style. They're doing this parade
They
in
are
style.
riding in style. It's good to see them. I don't want to say Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
I don't. I don't want to. I'm getting a hard time for my Bulldogs jersey from, of course, the governor of the Bulldogs. There you go. So we won't say where Councillor Polson stole that car of his daughter, but nonetheless, it's a nice ride.
He stole that car?
No, he didn't steal that car. Of course not. You can't have a criminal record to be on council. So.
Oh, and here we have the Trinity Anglican and Lutheran Church. Now, the Trinity Anglican and Lutheran Church is a faith community where no matter where you are on your journey of faith, you're welcome and beloved as you are. Join them to grow and live the best life you can.
They're having fun. They're rocking it out. They've got the speakers out. They're just dancing away.
They're rocking.
That's what a parade's all about, right? Having a good time.
Having a good time.
And enjoying everything that the parade's got to offer.
Lots of kids having lots of fun. Oh, here come the sirens.
BC Ambulance Service next, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, serving the Alberni Valley for over 25 years. It has a dedicated staff of 25 paramedics who staff 3 ambulances in our wonderful community. Not only do they respond to 9/11 emergency calls, but they are involved in many community initiatives and are helping to build a safer and healthier Port Alberni. So when you call 911, these trained professionals will be there.
You don't want to necessarily have to call them, but when you do, they're there. A good group of professionals. Chris Turner of the Turner Experience at Alberni Toyota, driving a Toyota Tundra, towing the prize for this year's Alberni Aquarium raffle.
Oh, I got my tickets.
Oh, do you? Tickets are only $20. This fishing package is worth more than $20,000, folks. A lot of you may not realize the aquarium is a nonprofit, relies on donations and fundraisers like this. So go on, buy a ticket, go fishing. There's aquarium manager Jenny Fortin.
And if you got time, go on down.
And the one and only Sheena Faulkner, sorry.
That's okay. If you go down to the Harbor Quay at any time, that's where the Alberni Aquarium is, ladies and gentlemen. Please go in and check it out. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is the fire department, starting with the Port Alberni Fire Department. And this vehicle in the parade today is a 75-foot ladder fire truck built in 1997. Ladder number 2 out of your Port Alberni Fire Department.
Ladder number 2. Oh, and who's behind that? We have the Sproat Lake Volunteer Fire Department.
And that's the 1943 Willys 4x4 named Mabel. Now that is definitely the best one in the group every year. Gotta love the old Sproat Lake Fire Department truck.
And rescue number 40, this is a 4x4 crew cab equipped for first responder, low angle rescue, and vehicle extrication.
There we are. Love the Sproat Lake Fire Department. Always got a lot of spirit.
And you know what? They are actively seeking volunteers. So if you want to be a hero and you're available at Sproat Lake, give them a call.
I don't even think just to be a hero, just to give back to your community.
Just give back.
And in the grandest way, to help save lives and save property. So if you have a chance to join the Sproat Lake Fire Department or just any volunteer fire department in town at all in your area, please do so and help people.
And I see some very young volunteers in there. They're starting them young out there at Sproat Lake.
Absolutely, you got to, absolutely. Start them young.
Okay, we're through yellow, we're back into red. This is the Cherry Creek Fire Department, serving the community since 1962.
This 2010 Pierce pumper carries 6 firefighters. We also got a new 2018 Dodge Mobile Command Unit, also used for first responders and in wildland firefighting operations as well. So that's this number 32 right here, the brand new Mobile Command Unit, as they call it.
Yeah, brand spanking new.
Brand spanking new is good. No, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Best part about the parade, people coming by with treats.
And they do. I do appreciate it.
So again, Cherry Creek Fire Department, much like Sproat Lake, and the ones coming after the Beaver Creek Fire Department, a big part of our community, not just in their district, but in other districts as well.
Absolutely.
With mutual aid. Absolutely.
Mutual aid agreement signed between all the fire departments. These are the folks that are there when you need them.
And rounding up the back is the last but certainly not least, the Beaver Creek Fire Department. Can't even say it without laughing here. So another great set of young men and women giving to their communities, regular working people, regular people who have regular jobs, but on the off time, they go do their training. They go do educational visits, and they're a big part of their community again if something happens in their district or if something big happens in another district with mutual aid. So thank you very much, Beaver Creek Fire Department, Sharon Creek Fire Department, Squirrel Lake Fire Department, and the Port Alberni Fire Department for working together.
Oh, you can't have a parade in Port Alberni without the fire departments and the sirens. Oh, here's the Alberni Valley Pride Society. The Alberni Valley Pride Society serves the LGBTQ plus community of the valley, helping make Port Alberni a welcoming place for all. This year's events will start July 27th and run to the 29th. They've got a 19-plus dance and show on the 27th, inclusive swim on the 28th, and Pride Fest, which is a family event, free for everybody on the 29th at Gyro Park. So much fun. Woo!
So just make sure you check out the Pride events this year from July 27th to the 29th.
Alberni Valley Pride.
And of course, ending with Pride Fest, the family event, free for all ages at Gyro Park.
Oh, and coming up, I'm almost running out of breath here, Charles.
Oh, I got you then. It's
parade
Literacy
is moving
Alberni. If it
fast.
wasn't for Literacy Alberni, I couldn't read this. Literacy Alberni distributed more than 24,000 new books to area children this year. Today, marching with new Canadian and English language learners, they are celebrating the backgrounds and cultures that make Canada a country united by our diversity. From computer classes for seniors, tutoring services for almost every learning goal, and language classes for new Canadians, Literacy Alberni is proud of what we can accomplish when we learn together and from each other. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world.
Now, this is such an active society, and like Charles said, they offer courses in everything. If you are having trouble with your iPad, contact Literacy Alberni, because computer literacy is part of literacy.
Absolutely, and I can see
up.
they're dancing away to the music, which is from the float before, so they're really, really enjoying their spot in the parade right here. So, and next up, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the Kinsman Club.
They've been serving the Alberni Valley's greatest needs since 1936. Grow, learn, make new friends is their motto. They're the organizers of some big events, the Fall Fair, the Soapbox Derby, and the Heritage Dinner, and they donate to so much more. You want to find out more, just come to a meeting or ask a member. And you know what? You can't turn over a rock in Port Alberni without finding a Kinsman member, so they're easy to find.
They're just much like the Lions Club as well. So many people in this community who give so much of themselves. And here is the Lions Club. Again, our very own Mr. Joseph at the start is part of the Lions Club for years. Assisted our community in many areas since 1955, as much as their activities emphasize youth, seniors, and vision health. Conditions such as nearsightedness, farsightedness, blurred vision, unequal refractive power, unequal pupil size, and eye misalignment may be detected during screening, and if necessary, referrals are made to eye care professionals to further diagnosis and treatments, as a mass vision screening process in local schools was started in 2015 by the local Lions Club. So far, over 12,000 people have been screened, and we thank the Lions Club for that.
Such a good organization.
Just one of many things the Lions Club do in this community.
Oh.
If we had a list, we couldn't go through it all.
We couldn't go through it all. Oh, and here's the Alberni Valley Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are getting a special gift here. This looks like a train. This is a slide. We've just been given the most amazing gift.
Now, just one second, if I may. What exactly are you giving us right now?
This is a piece of the railway, courtesy of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, well, thank you very much. A chunk of the railway from the Chamber of Commerce.
Railway.
Thank you very, very much.
Cow.
And a big thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for that.
That was the Chamber of Commerce. We have here the free transportation for cancer patients from the Freemasons of BC. Wonderful service. Oh, and directly behind them, the 4-H ambassadors.
4-H ambassadors, an absolutely beautiful 69 Bronco. The lovely Carla driving, that's her.
That's her.
69 Ford Bronco. It's not her husband's, definitely.
Really? That is a nice ride.
And it looks like her husband got stuck with a regular truck. Absolutely.
Them's the break.
That's the tough crowd, Troy. Tough crowd. But thanks a lot, because you're going to be towing the 4-H Clover Patch. Learn to do by doing. And again, the 4-H club in this community has been huge for many, many years.
24 members involved in projects such as cavi, rabbit, poultry, goat, sheep, beef, and outdoor living. Holy cow, you can't get through it all, Charles.
This is tough.
It is tough.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the Backcountry Horsemen of British Columbia, Alberni chapter. And if you want more information, go to the bchorseman.org.
Established in 1991 in BC with more than 800 members belonging to the 22 Canadian chapters, including 4 on Vancouver Island. This local chapter has 31 members. They do so much. They take care of some trails, environmental stewardship, and of course they just have fun on their horses. Some lovely animals there. Backcountry Horseman chapters are located in British Columbia, Alberta, and 27 American states.
Lovely people here riding around.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful horses.
Beautiful horses.
Oh,
So many great people from this community as
And
well.
of course there is a rear contingent.
Absolutely. Well, that's actually my Uncle Jürgen there, so he's doing a really good job. So shout out to Uncle Jürgen for that.
Oh, and here we have, you don't happen to know this group, do you,
I
Charles?
could. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Alberni Valley Bulldogs.
Oh, come on, say it.
No, I can't do it. Your Alberni Valley Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only a couple months away. We'll be in the arena come August. And here's some of the team right now. Absolutely. Headed by our very own Jamie Amos. Probably the most important guy in that group right there is Jamos.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, probably one of the longest standing members of this team. But definitely, you've got some players there. We're glad to have them. Tally Campbell's here. We got Casey here. Look at all the great people here for the Bulldogs. So make sure you get your season tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Hockey action starts in August.
And right behind them, the Alberni Valley Youth Soccer Association. It's a great exercise, team involvement just for kicks. You can register online at avsoccer.com.
Next up is the Alberni Rock and Gem Clubs, celebrating over 60 years in our community. Their events include field trips and rock hounds and a rock and gem show in early March at the Athletic Hall. The club meets on the first Sunday of each month, features guest speakers, and you can bring a rock if you are curious about it, and the members will identify it for you. So I know a lot of people in this community go out, wander around in the back trails, over in lakes, way out in the middle of nowhere, and if you find something that you're not sure what it is, hook up with the Rock and Gem Club and they'll tell you what it is.
Immediately behind them, we have Totem Tree Service. They provide residential and commercial tree services in the Alberni Valley and surrounding areas. Good guys to know if you have a big tree you need
Absolutely
to take care
unbelievable guys there, the two Totem Tree
Because you don't want to
Services.
tackle those big trees on your own.
No, absolutely not. We have trained
no.
professionals in this community, that's for sure.
You betcha.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's one of our favorites, and I'll tell you right now, this is one of my mother's favorites. It's a little hidden
Really?
thing about my mother. She
I never
likes to
knew
go
that.
and watch 4x4s just race like crazy. This is the Port Alberni Off-Road Racing. Island Off-Road Racing holds a short course off-road races in Port Alberni out at Woodward's Pit. The next event is scheduled for July 21st and 22nd. For more information, visit www.islandoff-roadracing.ca or check it out on Facebook at Island Off-Road Racing.
Charles, this is the youngest off-road racer I have ever seen.
Well, I think he's like some of the guys when they're halfway through the races, he may need a tow back to the pits, so he's getting his toe on right now.
Oh, that is too cute.
Absolutely.
Look at, you know, some of these vehicles look pretty rough, but they can really move.
Oh, they fly, absolutely. Well, let's take a look. I mean, we got a couple of Fords here. We got a couple of Broncos. That's nice. We got a Chevy coming up here. I'm gonna go on a limb and say a couple of them have been on their side.
Maybe.
Maybe the roof.
Maybe.
But safety first. I mean, think of the safety cages. That's the way that they are built, and I know they have a fair amount of safety crew out at the Island Off-Road races every weekend when they go. So nonetheless, I think some of the trucks towing you can probably put in those races as well. But it's all about, and you can tell number 87, they started number 87 so you can hear that old beast fired up and ready to go. So.
And you know what, folks, they put on quite a show. So find out more about it, get out there, watch a race.
And it's unbelievable action. You get to sit on top of Woodward's Pit and look down. So it's an amazing weekend if you go out to Woodward's Pit and check out Island Off-Road Racing.
And watch for Charles's mom. Say hi.
Say hi to my mom.
Oh, and here we have the Port Alberni Toy Run. Everybody knows the Toy Run. Can you believe it's the 34th annual Toy Run this year? It takes place September 14th and 15th. You can watch the motorcycles ride by from 12:15 to 1 o'clock, then head on up to Glenwood Center, enjoy the games, check out the vendors. There's bike games, there's kid games, there's a beer garden outside. This group has given.
Merry Christmases. Which
I
are
don't know. Is that Santa Claus?
just a bit
He's
outside.
changed. He's
Just
changed.
a-
Okay, this is Santa in July.
Absolutely. But again, thank you that much to the Toy Run. 34 years, an unbelievable group, doing it for the kids. I mean, you just can't say enough about what the Toy Run and their organizers do each and every year. Oh, there's Santa there.
There's Santa.
It's about time. See, you
Aw.
can't have a parade,
have a
without the
parade
Toy Run
without the
Santa.
Toy Run.
And there he is.
There he is.
He's a well-known gentleman in this town. We won't give away his identity, but if you know the Toy Run, you know who
Oh,
that is.
you know who it
You know he
is.
served this community for so many years.
Absolutely.
And he's happy to be Santa now and enjoy it. So
This organization, I'm just going to remind you folks,
Happy
has
Canada
given
Day,
well
Santa.
over $1 million to kids, services, charities, organizations in the Alberni Valley. And they're just keeping on giving. Oh my goodness.
Mr. Milliken now in the old Ford. It's the Tractor Club.
This is the Alberni Valley Vintage Tractor Club. Pete Milligan on his Ford,
That's on his Ford right up front.
right up front. I do them by color, Charles. I
That's
get
right.
lost
That's
in
Mr.
them.
Donovan there in the 50 John Deere AR hauling a. Oh no, he's not hauling. Sorry.
He's not hauling.
He's just cruising. He's just cruising.
Okay, he was supposed to be hauling.
That's right. That's
The
okay.
souped up
It's
lawn
a Deere.
tractors.
We leave the
We
real
leave the real
towing
work.
to the farmhalls. That's what it is. So
Absolutely.
this is former Fire Chief Pete Geddes in his International Harvester, right there. So that's a beauty.
Tractor Club, of course, sells hay to raise money for charities like Children's Hospital and contributes to support local 4-H club activities.
Next up is the Port Alberni annual Polar Bear Swim, ladies and gentlemen. 1 o'clock on New Year's Day at Canal Beach.
At Canal Beach, Back to the Beach is this group's name. They're dedicated to celebrating, living, working, and playing on our waterfront. I think they're sending a message.
Absolutely a great group there.
Oh, and here we have the Industrial Heritage Society, led by 1947 Yellow Haze McLean Mill truck, driven by Bob.
Absolutely, that's probably the centerpiece. In fact, when I was a little kid, I was watching that thing get restored. It's been amazing to see it still to this day. Next up is a 1950 Green Haze. It's a chain drive. Oh my goodness. So, and she's hauling today. I'm gonna have to ask what the payload capacity is on that thing, but I'm pretty sure it's able to take it. They don't build them like they used to. Look at that beauty.
And that's Omer pulling the horn in
How about
there.
the 82 red and white paper tractor?
Whoa.
I don't think we've seen one of these in a long time. In fact,
Aye.
they might have just pulled her over from the mill just a little while ago, but she got a fresh coat of paint. She's running today, and there's a lot of people in this community that would recognize that 82 red and white
Absolutely.
McMillan Model paper
Driven by
tractor.
Tom. Oh, here we have, I think this might, no, not quite the oldest one in the group. This is a 1937 Yellow Mac.
No, but she looks good, that's for
She's
sure.
looking very good.
Yeah, it looks like
Woo.
Joel's enjoying his ride on this thing, but
He
I tell
is.
you, and she is an absolute beauty. A lot of these are just well done on the restoration.
So lovingly restored by volunteers at the Industrial Heritage Society. Oh, 1940 red International Parade truck. Souped up for the parade,
Absolutely. So this
driven
is
by John.
an older one. There's Councillor Alamani and his family here
Nice.
enjoying the Canada Day Parade, and that's the 1940. And then behind that is the 1928 red Chevy fire truck with Councillor Sauvé in there. Now, Councillor Sauvé usually is with the Red Search every year, but he decided to take a seat in the back and get a ride in one of these beautiful trucks. And look at that thing, the Port Alberni
That's
Fire Department
so
number
beautifully
1.
restored.
And here we have our MLA Scott Fraser.
Woo! In a 2000 brown Volvo tractor low bed, driven by Norm.
Absolutely, Norm. And another long-time worker for the city and the community. He gave his life for this community, and he's going to enjoy his retirement as well.
You
And he's
betcha.
pulling around the MLA right here. And he's on the back of a 1918, 100 years old.
Woo!
That's a beautiful old truck, the MLA says. Absolutely, Mr. Fraser.
Beautiful truck. They didn't let him really drive it though.
No,
That's-
no,
I don't
that's
know.
okay.
I don't know, Scott.
You know what? One of these days, we're going to let the MLA drive his own ride in this thing. So, but thank you very much to the Western Industrial Heritage Society. And here we have next.
Is this a 1981 red Marmon tractor, or are we?
It is. No, you're right. Absolutely, it is.
Hey, I'm getting good at this.
You're great. Absolutely. With a huge sleeper, it looks like in the back. That's a Smokey and the Bandit special right
Smokey
there.
and the Bandit, driven by Cliff. Nice
Absolutely.
vehicle.
Looking good. And here's the Western Industrial Heritage Society again. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out all that the Western Industrial Heritage Society has to offer, head up to the old arena.
Yeah.
That's located through the dip, right next to the curling club, and on the other side of Rec Park. So
Now, here we have the gray truck in front of us is pulling a trailer. Well, this little Challenger truck is what usually rides on that trailer.
Can you
It's driving the
believe this?
whole route.
Can you
Absolutely
believe this?
amazing. The Challenger trucks, of course, designed in Port Alberni, built in Port Alberni, some of the biggest trucks of their time. That's
absolutely
an amazing model.
Just an amazing model that it runs. I'm so taken back by the ingenuity of that thing. That's crazy. Good for them. PY Marines next, ladies and gentlemen. And we thank them for being part of today's parade. You can catch them at pymarine.com or 724-2322. If I'm not mistaken, they're your Evinrude dealer.
Be the first pirate to the treasure with the environment in mind.
Next is the Alberni Valley Search and Rescue, another unbelievable group in this community. And it's last but not least, but we're running up the parade with the Search and Rescue team. 40 highly trained volunteers who specialize in tracking, rope rescue, and swift water rescue. The team averages about 25 call-outs annually, providing services to such agencies as RCMP, Ambulance Service, Emergency Management BC, BC Coroner's Office also provides mutual aid and other SAR teams. The squad would like to thank the community once again, as well as its sponsor for continued support and donations, and look forward to many, many more years serving the community. If you want to be part of the group, contact them at avrs.ca.
And Charles, we're pretty much at the end of the parade. I just want to say one thing. I'm so grateful these guys aren't out on call. Everybody's safe this July 1st weekend right now.
Absolutely.
They're in the parade.
Absolutely, and we all ask everyone to be safe on every long weekend, but it's good to see the Alberni Valley Search and Rescue Squad here, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, just one more, the
one
Port
more.
Alberni Aerosmith Amateur Radio Club, an unbelievably important part of any huge disaster relief here in town, especially if a tsunami comes. These guys are top-notch and will help keep us safe.
Hey, they're an absolutely integral part of any parade as well.
Absolutely.
You may not know it, but they're in the staging area, making sure everybody's in the right spot.
Absolutely.
And Charles, can it be? Is that the end of our Canada Day parade?
I think that is, ladies and gentlemen. We truly appreciate you tuning in to the 2018 Canada Day Parade on Shaw TV. My name's Charles Mealy.
Oh, Charles Mealy, volunteer extraordinaire, Charles Mealy, who came in from the campground today to do this as a volunteer. So thank you so much, Charles.
No, thanks for having me, Nancy, and thank you very much, everyone tuning in on Shaw TV.
Thank you so much for watching.
Have a wonderful Canada Day.